Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfripi and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, $4.65 billion for the 2018-2019 national budget. KEPA praises some initiatives announced by government and history made in education sector allocation.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
The 2018-2019 estimated national budget that was announced by Attorney General and Economy Minister Ayaz Said Qayyum last night stands at $4.6 billion. This is an increase of $300 million from last year's budget. Anuravulo with the details.
The anticipated budget has been labelled a special budget as it is built for Fijian families.
This is a budget that gives a leg up to families who need special care, those in rural and remote parts of Fiji and those low-income families. And this is a budget that protects families who are facing tragic and unforeseen circumstances.
Caring for families' needs, a decrease on duty on imported fruits and vegetables have been imposed from 5 to 0%. This includes apples, carrots, tea, grapes, oranges, pears, mixed vegetables, celery, capsicum, mushrooms, kiwi fruits, asparagus, strawberries, leeks, spinach, apricot, peaches, plum, grapefruit, raspberries, cranberries, pomegranates, cauliflower, broccoli and Brussels sprouts. This is to ensure affordability of healthy foods, promote combating of non-communicable diseases and prolong longevity. However, a higher duty rate of $2 per litre has been imposed on imported carbonated and sweetened drinks. The plastic levy that was introduced last year will now increase from 10 cents to 20 cents per plastic bag. This is to further discourage the use of plastic bags and promote the use of reusable bags.
There's also been an increase on local excise and import excise duty on cigarettes, tobacco and alcohol by 15%. The service turnover takes an environment and climate adaptation levy threshold of $1.25 million, which is currently applied for licensed restaurants. Bars, clubs, bistros and coffee shops will now be aligned to all other prescribed services for the application of STT and ECAL. This will raise the competitiveness of smaller businesses and support their expansion, and a new provision will be included to take action against those businesses that fall under this threshold but illegally charge for and pocket false ECAL fees.
The government will also be introducing a 250% tax deduction on expenditure incurred for eligible Fijian companies investing in research and development in the ICT and renewable energy sectors. And to encourage training and development for employees on job, a 150% tax deduction will be provided to employers towards the cost of staff training through accredited training providers, both local and overseas.
Yeah, I think it's a very good budget. No shocks in taxes or anything like that. So yes, for business, I think you're going to see more growth.
With such budget, the economy is expected to grow even further.
As Fiji sits on the cusp of an unprecedented 9 straight years of economic growth, we have achieved a growth rate of 3.2% this year. Our unemployment stands at a 20-year low, and our foreign reserves, sitting at about $2.2 billion, are marking all-time highs.
The total estimated revenue is over $4.2 billion. As such, the net deficit is estimated at $414 million, or 4.5% of GDP. Meanwhile, Parliament will debate on the national budget on the 9th of next month before it is passed. Anuravulo, FBC News. Opposition leader Rote Mumukepa has praised some of the new initiatives and programs announced during the national budget last night. Kepa acknowledged the new Parenthood Assistance Payment Package, where mothers from families with a household income below $30,000 will be given a grant of $1,000 once their child is born. She adds there were also interesting initiatives in the education sector and other ministries as well. Ali Kimbia with the story.
Financial planning for more.
The 2018 and 2019 budget has received huge praise from some opposition members. However, they have highlighted the need to review the figures behind the financial support of the family-friendly budget.
It is an election budget, and we have to look at what it really means for the people on the ground, whether it's a better life for them, whether the cost of living is going to be reduced, or what else is there. That is some of the concerns that we have been hearing from people, that life is difficult as it is.
The opposition leader says they need to study the budget in its entirety and look at the revenue streams that will fund the new initiatives. Meanwhile, opposition MP Aseri Randrondo also praised the new initiatives announced, adding it's an interesting budget.
I think the people of Fiji deserve it. We've been facing tough times, and what I'd like to say to government is to be stringent in the implementation and the monitoring of this budget, because it's, after all, it's a taxpayers' money.
Majority of the opposition response regarding the budget will be known during the budget debate next month. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
A historical occasion for Fiji's education sector, as the government has allocated over $1 billion in the 2018-2019 budget. Education and Economy Minister Ayaz Said Qayyum says the record amount is nearly 22% of government's expenditure. Ali Kimbia with the story.
The record allocation for the Education Ministry maintains the government focus to create a more knowledgeable society.
We've allocated $5 million to recruit an additional 200 primary school and 50 secondary school teachers, along with another $26.9 million as a salary grant for early childhood education teachers.
As free education continues with the free bus fare program, government has introduced changes to further enhance the ministry.
We're going to comprehensively review our school curriculum because our students need the right skills, the right knowledge and the right qualifications to be competitive in a modern economy. That's why we'll be redesigning certain courses to better engage with students.
For the TELS and Topper scholarships, major changes were also made to meet the needs of university students.
Those who repay their loans more quickly under TELS are going to enjoy a major discount in the total repayment. Depending on how fast you repay, you can have a 50%, a 25% or 10% of your student debt erased completely.
Also, for the first time ever, government will also introduce a no-fault scheme to cover for students who are injured within the school premises. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
A grant of $1,000 will be given to mothers from families with a household income of less than $30,000 once their child is born. During the 2018-2019 budget announcement last night, Minister for Economy Ayaz Said Qayyum announced that $5 million has been set aside for the Parenthood Assistance Payment. Pranita Prakash reports.
Minister of Economy Ayaz Said Qayyum says the $1,000 grant will be given irrespective of the number of children a family has.
The moment the newborn is registered at the BDM office, only upon registration at BDM, and is issued a birth certificate, a new bank account will be opened at any participating bank in the mother's name to receive that Parenthood Assistance Payment. The first $500 will be available immediately to the mother, and those funds can go towards the purchase of whatever is required for the rearing of the child.
Said Qayyum says the remaining $500 will be in the bank where it can earn interest and can be accessed once the child is in Year 1 or primary school.
So no child in Fiji, Madam Speaker, will be starting life without a financial foundation. Over the long term, we hope parents will add their own savings to those bank accounts, and that will drive home the importance of savings and of financial planning for more Fijian families.
The Economy Minister says no fees will be charged in maintaining the account. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Still to come, $77.2 million increased budget for Health Ministry. And more good news for sugarcane farmers. Stay with us.
Bula, nevang gomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa Lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Gua da tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Wala na tunga ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere na
Na vengo fane na tau nengo singatoka kita ndo talita kana Bula FM namba 2 na sere.
Bula FM namba 2 na sere.
The Health and Medical Services Ministry has been allocated $335 million in the 2018-2019 national budget. The allocation is an increase of $77.2 million from last year's budget. Ali Kimbia with the story.
With a major increase in the Health Ministry's budget for the next financial year, one of their main focus is the recruitment of more doctors and nurses.
$335 million is towards the Ministry of Health and Medical Services, and $47.6 million is towards paying doctors' salaries and recruiting new medical personnel.
In an effort to provide adequate health services, allocation were also given for the development of various health centers and hospitals around the country.
We're providing $1 million to construct a new health center in Londoni, $500,000 to extend the Korovo Hospital, $3 million to upgrade the hospital operating theatre and X-ray capabilities of the Lotoga Hospital, $2.5 million for the upgrade of the Valley Levu Health Center.
Due to the high demand of quality health service, the ministry is also embarking on the provision of free medicine.
Families who earn below $20,000 a year can access 142 essentials free at pharmacies throughout the country. What's changing is that private pharmacies will now provide medicine to recipients directly and then bill the government.
The government will continue to push for the public-private partnership program to upgrade various hospitals to a world-class facility. A request tender has been issued to find the right partner for the project. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
A budget of $20.4 million has been allocated to the Fijian Elections Office from the 2018-2019 national budget. The decrease of $1.7 million is attributed to an operating grant reduction for this year's general election preparations, reflecting progress already completed by the office to lay the groundwork for a transparent and accountable democratic process. For the first time, all civil servants and social welfare recipients will be provided with family insurance. This is possible after the Ministry of Civil Services was allocated $52 million by government last night. Kritika Kumar reports.
The insurance is more like a package of protection that includes life, home and injury insurance.
Introducing this historic package of insurance to our civil servants and our social welfare recipients, Madam Speaker, we're bringing the security of life, home and injury insurance to a total of 100,000 Fijians at no cost to them. When you consider the security and assurance this program grants to these families, this policy through this budget is going to impact nearly half of the country.
Performance management system is now fully in place and assessments are being carried out to reward high-performing civil servants.
The job evaluation exercise last year has already led to record pay rises for Fijian civil servants. We're now allocating the full value of the salary increases across government. Civil servants will continue to receive their higher salaries, the only change being that ministries' budgets will now truly reflect the salaries of their respective staff.
More pay rise is expected for high-performing civil servants and a scarce skills allowance will also be introduced. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Good news for cane farmers as government will be setting up a stabilization price and fund in partnership with the Fiji Sugar Corporation of $85 a tonne for cane payment for the next 3 years. This is an increase of $3. Economy Minister Aya Said Qayyum says this will bring cane farmers confidence in the industry in the long term. Said Qayyum says the government will continue to modernize the industry to make it more competitive in the global market. The sugar industry has been allocated a total budget of $62.3 million.
Now we're going to be able to bring a solid level of stabilization. That's possible because of tremendous effort of this government to reduce the cost base for farmers and mechanize this industry. That agenda has allowed the FSC to sell off underutilized assets. And this stabilized price will be funded from the Sugar Stabilization Fund within the FSC.
Still to come, 5-day paid paternity leave to be effective next year. And tourism industry's budget decreased by $1.6 million. Stay with us.
Hola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singatoka. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Mariva. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singatoka.
The Agriculture Ministry had a $10 million increase in their budget allocation in the 2018-2019 national budget. Sitting at $96.8 million, the Agriculture Minister says they will ensure the increased dollar value will be well utilized. Kelly Vathala reports.
The Agriculture Ministry received a major boost this year, and one of its main objectives is to ensure these funds are being put to good use for the benefit of all Fijians.
The government is realizing again the importance of the agriculture sector in terms of providing food and nutrition security for our people, in terms of providing employment for our people, and of course looking at the economic contribution, particularly to GDP, and the agriculture sector has an important role. We are thankful for what government has allocated, but that also comes with a responsibility. We will take responsibility in ensuring that the budget is well utilized.
The ministry will also focus on establishing a goat industry. This will support local goat farmers and assist with veterinarian services, help prepare the land, construct fencing and provide water sources.
And we're confident we can establish a brand for goat meat in Fiji that will give our customers more choice in the market, lower pricing and support the livelihoods of goat farmers throughout the country. We'll also destocking dairy farms of cows suffering from tuberculosis and brucellosis. And we'll pay for the restocking of those dairy farms with new healthy cows bred from superior stock.
The Agriculture Ministry says it has also brought in new goats and sheep breeds to be crossbred with the local ones. This can result in giving people a wide selection of goat meat and protein sources. The new allocation will also assist in carrying out some of the ministry's new initiatives. Kelly Vathala, FBC News.
A 5-day paid paternity leave will come into effect for all fathers from January next year. Minister for Economy Aya Said Qayyum says the 5-day paternity leave can be taken 3 months before or 3 months after the birth of their child. Said Qayyum also announced a fully paid 5-day family care leave that all employees can utilize each year. The paid maternity leave has also been increased from 84 to 98 working days.
I know we have had a lot of fathers who are taking annual leave to spend time with their wives and their children. Some were making a difficult choice between supporting their families and sustaining their paycheck. Those days are over because we cannot undervalue fatherhood, Madam Speaker. Fathers cannot leave everything to their wives. They can and must be a big part of rearing their children. Furthermore, Madam Speaker, I think more Fijian fathers ought to be changing diapers.
The Ministry of Industry, Trade and Tourism is satisfied with their $99.3 million budget despite a decrease from last year's allocation. Minister responsible, Fayaz Koya, says they've got what they wanted and they're looking forward to the many challenges ahead. Ali Kimbia with the story.
A decrease of $6.1 million from their previous budget allocation is attributed to their successful marketing campaigns.
This budget, you must remember, is a continuity of our previous budgets with all our policies and all the things that we are doing currently and want to do even more. So it's perfect, absolutely perfect.
With many of the initiatives still ongoing and will continue for the new financial year, Koya says the onus is for the ministry to maintain its growth.
We are growing, but you know, growing doesn't mean just opening up the skies. It just means growing sustainably. We need to have the necessary inventory for even more flights to come in.
For the tourism industry, more effort is needed to market the Fiji brand internationally.
We still need the allocation to market Fiji internationally, you know, and that's the best organization, that's Tourism Fiji, to drive the awareness and marketing of Fiji internationally.
The tourism marketing grant has been allocated $29.78 million to continue global branding initiatives in target markets to ensure that Fiji remains a top holiday destination. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
$300,000 has been allocated for the establishment of the Commission under the Online Safety Bill. The Commission will work to ensure the promotion of online safety by combating abusive, hateful and illegal behavior online. The Commission has also been set up as more Fijians are gaining access to technology and communication through social media. Still to come, new ministry to soon be formed. And free bus fare for people 60 years and above.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
A new ministry called Housing and Community Development will be formed in the new financial year. Minister for Economy Aya Said Qayyum says the ministry will cater for housing needs and will be beneficial, especially to low-income earners. Kritika Kumar reports.
With a new ministry to be created, the government has taken a step forward by allocating $15 million to first home owners grants.
Now, first-time buyers with an annual income of under $50,000 will receive $15,000 towards the construction or $10,000 towards the purchase of their first homes. Families who make between $50,000 a year and $100,000 a year now also qualify for this grant assistance, with $10,000 provided for constructing a new home or $5,000 for the purchase of the first home.
Landowners grant will also be introduced. However, it will benefit households who earn less than $50,000.
We're also introducing a new grant, Madam Speaker, the first landowners grant to help more Fijian families purchase or lease land. Households who make less than $50,000 will be granted $10,000 towards the purchase or lease of land, which eventually can be the site on which they construct a new home of their own. Under this scheme, grant payments for the purchase of strata titles developed and approved by entities such as Housing Authority will be considered at the same rates as the construction of a home.
The new ministry's aim is to increase ownership rate in the country, and the government will soon sign an agreement with the FNPF that will pave the way for the fund to develop multi-family housing units in Fiji. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
A budget of $20.5 million has been allocated to the Ministry of Fisheries. This comprises of $11.3 million for operating expenditure, $8.2 million for capital expenditure and VAT of $1 million. Minister Semi Koroi-Lavesao says the increased budget of $1.7 million is due to the efforts of assisting Fiji's aquaculture production.
The increased allocation was basically in the efforts to assist us in increasing our production in aquaculture, and this is our submission in our effort to reduce importation of food sources like shrimps and prawns. We import around about $20 million worth of these products for the hotels and restaurants in Fiji, but we've been given the allocation. So that allocation is supposed to create assistance for commercial farming.
The government will provide free bus fare assistance to Fijians who are 60 years and above. Currently, they pay 50% bus fare concession. The free bus fare assistance will continue for persons with disabilities, and both these programs will be fully funded by the government. Local Government and Housing Minister Parveen Kumar says the 2018-2019 national budget is a win-win situation for all Fijians. The ministry has been allocated $30.1 million, including $9.2 million for operating expenditure and $20.8 million capital expenditure and VAT of $138,500. Kumar says the ministry has also received waste collection subsidy of $1.15 million to improve the capacity of all municipal councils to effectively deliver services. He says they are happy with the allocation.
On behalf of my ministry, we are very happy with the allocation that has been given to the ministry, especially in terms of development of our markets throughout the country, development of our parks throughout the country.
Ahead in sports, Belgium beats England to top its pool. The Ministry of Youth and Sports allocated $24.1 million.
Narang golesenya, Obama kita benakas, dorong bina kape on radio Fijuan, nandomo bit.
Ayaw benyana, kita barong on radio Fijuan, nandomo bisi, hihina toka.
Gue alo ilaisa hinga toka, rong bina na heramakawa ina radio Fijuan hinga toka.
Radio Fijuan, nandomo viti.
The Belgian football side qualified undefeated from its pool after edging England 1-0 in their final pool match at the FIFA World Cup this morning. Belgium finished on top of the group with 9 points, while England on second with 6 points after 3 matches. Vashneil Prasad reports.
These two teams were the most relaxed ones than anyone so far in the FIFA World Cup, with so many surprises. England and Belgium, the two giants of soccer, already booking a place in the last 16 round. Only decision that would matter now for them was who to lead the pool and who will follow. England making 8 changes and were without top goal scorer Harry Kane, while Belgium made 9 changes with Romelu Lukaku missing the cut. Both teams were locked 0-0 at the halftime. Belgium proved to be a changed team in the second spell, scoring a goal in the 51st minute.
Januzaj does go for goal and finds it superbly. Adnan Januzaj.
That was it. Belgium beat England 1-0 and topped the group with 9 points.
I don't think you can plan the ideal scenario. You've seen big nations come in very close of elimination, others already eliminated.
This was a game we wanted to win, but the knockout game is the biggest game for a decade for us. So.
And now goes on to play Colombia in the next round, while Belgium meets Japan. Vashneil Prasad, FBC Sports.
It was a mind-boggling finish to a game that had tainted the World Cup early this morning. Japan reached the last 16 despite a 1-0 defeat by Poland, only on Senegal's expense, losing its last match to Colombia. Locked on 4 points both, Japan and Senegal also had the same goal difference, but the Japanese side had a better disciplinary record. Vashneil Prasad with the story.
Japan and Senegal came into their final games level on points, goal difference and goals scored.
Qualify with a draw or a victory, and then should it be anything else, they'll have to wait and see what happens in the other thriller in this group, Senegal against Colombia.
If that is still the case at full time, fair play would decide which team finished on top. Senegal had 5 bookings in their first 2 games to Japan's 3 yellow cards. The Japanese side were down 1-0 and they knew a second goal by Poland, who were already eliminated, or 2 bookings or a red card could knock them out.
Poland have reason to smile, and Japan have reason to frown profoundly. Problems. That could change it all.
So, with about 10 minutes to go, a repeat of 1982 match between West Germany and Australia was seen. Japan and Poland saw out the game at working pace.
Curious, haunting, ghostly, eerie, hugely insecure. It stopped. It's not even pedestrian. It's not walking pace. Grosicki has, I think, feigned a bit of an injury here, and this is a deliberate stoppage of the game.
After the game ended, Japan's players, manager, fans had to wait for about a minute to get confirmation their gamble had paid off.
The news has got through, and they have got away with it. Boy, they have got away with it.
And the luck was on their side. Senegal did not score against Colombia, and they were through to face Belgium. Vashneil Prasad, FBC Sports.
A second-half strike from Ensure Tunisia ended their World Cup group campaign with a victory. The side beat Panama 2-1 in a dead rubber match.
Roman Torres sees his shot blocked. And now Rodriguez. Roman Torres again. Rodriguez. Deflection and in! Oh, it's a neat turn. This could open up now for Tunisia. It's Wabi Kazri. Beautiful. North African side come forward again. They're in. 2-1. Beautifully crafted again. Wabi Kazri.
Colombia shattered the dream of Senegal to reach the last 16 round of the FIFA World Cup. A second-half header was enough to put Senegal out of the tournament and for Colombia to finish on top.
And here's a header. Colombia lead. The stadium absolutely erupts here.
That's why we were here today, to move on to that next phase. It wasn't easy against a tough opponent such as Senegal, who made us struggle. They played great football.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports has been allocated $24.1 million for the new financial year. This is an increase of $1 million, more than $15 million for review of the sports policy, sports education, hosting of international tournaments, the 2018 Oceania Sevens tournament, sports scholarships, and the construction of rural sports fields and complexes. The Fiji National Sports Commission has been given $1 million for looking after the needs of all the sporting federations and its tournaments.
The majority will get not necessarily 100% of what they wanted, but they will be getting, certainly every sport will be getting a contribution from the government grants. It's more than we had last year.
A high-pressure system to the far southwest of the group directs a strong southeast wind flow over the Fiji group. The west had a few showers and cloudy conditions. The temperatures are hitting 30s. Eastwards from Pack Harbour to Suva, some morning showers and cloudy conditions in the afternoon till evening. And up north, light showers but some sunshine. At sea, a strong wind warning is in effect for all Fiji waters. Southeast winds 25 to 30 knots, expected to increase up to 35 knots. Looking at the tides, the next high tide is at 7:06 tonight, the next low tide at 12:44 a.m. Sunrise will be at 6:41. Cloudy periods with few showers over the eastern parts and the interior of the larger islands. And our further outlook, it's occasional showers and a few thunderstorms. Recapping the main stories for tonight, $4.65 billion for the 2018-2019 national budget. KEPA praises some initiatives announced by government, and history made in education sector allocation. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we're asking, should the recent drug bust serve as a warning to would-be traffickers? Visit our FBC website to answer. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye for now.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे ट्रेनी नॉर्थ मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।